Hi, this week going to do this morning, and it's very simple, but we have to have everything ready. So I have wet the paper both sides. It's no puddles, but it's good and wet. And I've already mixed some colours together. So I'm using cobalt blue and burnt umber for the clouds, and a mix of raw sienna and yellow for the yellow in the sky. So let's start off with the yellow in the sky. I've not really got an idea where my horizon is as yet, but it'll become apparent. So I'm going to so some of the yellowy mix is more yellow than, I'm just going up in rounded brush strokes. A bit in what will become the sea. I want to make sure I save some white, reserve that white spot there. So I've got this mix of cobalt blue and raw umber. I want it grey more than brown. So I'm just mixing a little bit more in. And I really want this quite thick, quite deep tones. So I've got grey with a tinge of warmth about it. Starting at this side here, I'm pulling a sweep of paint across there. Obviously, some of it's going to be water, and the other will blur into, is it sky, is it water? And using the brush on its side, I am wiggling the clouds down. It's pushing the brush in. Got to remember that I actually want to keep that white there. So I'm not going to lift up my board yet. So you can see how the color has separated out. I'm leaving white in between, or yellow, and yeah, and this last one across there, making sure that I've got some white left. And very gently with my brush, I'm just making some arched or arcs upside down, and then I'm going to lift up my board, watching the paint come down, creep down the board, and making sure that it doesn't cover up that white totally. You can see how it's starting to come down, which is great. That's just what I want. But you can also see that I'm losing that white bit there. So I'm going to lay my board back down. clean dry brush. I'm just going to gently mop up some of that paint that's in there so that I've got white, and again in there, trying not to make it hard edges, so I'm just sort of pushing the tip of the brush in. This bit here I also need a little bit of white, so each time I touch the paper, I wipe it on the clean tissue, which isn't so clean now. Hopefully it's still able to run down. And I'm going to let it dry. I'm just going to have a little bit of white up there, and a bit more there, and a bit there, and just some there. You have to be careful you don't over fiddle it. That's the difficulty. I'm now going to very carefully dry this. It's got quite a sheen on it. It's going to take some drying. It's now dry, and I'm going to choose where my little bit of land is going to be, using the same color as I mixed for the clouds. So that's cobalt blue and burnt umber. In a fairly thick consistency. Because I'm useless at actually doing a straight line, I'm going to just draw in pencil the half horizon that I want there. And then using a rigger, just putting in the distant headland, trying to keep that flat. I'm not doing a great depth of headland, it's so far away, it's just there. It waves about a bit, it's not straight. It's got a few hills and right to the edge of the paper. And that's all I'm going to do with that. The next bit is to put the sails in. I probably could lift them, but I'm not going to. So with some white, I'm just going to put my sails in. They're stylized sails, it's not real. So it's a stick with a thicker bit. So it comes to a point at the end and to the top. That's that one there. I'm going to do a little one over there. A bit bigger one there. And a very little one there, because that's further away. A little one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That needs to be a little bit more pointed. Then underneath this front one, I've just drawn some lines and then I've pulled it with my clean finger, pulled it out. I'm just going to make this one a little bit bigger. It's the front one. He's winning. And again, I've pulled the just a little tiny one there. And they go, obviously, the further back they are, the tinier they become. So you've just got a whole regatta's worth. Just making that slightly bigger and is a little bit more rounded. It's called fiddling. And underneath the water, although I've managed to reserve white there, which is reflecting that sky there, I'm just going to put a few lines there, and again just blot them with my finger. We need some birds, so choose a dark piece. And remember, birds are not V's. They're all sorts of shapes. Some have got their wings down, some up. And they're very thin. And I've just got a dot for where the body is. And I'm just going to draw a line in between where the yellow merges into there, just a little line. You've got a little bit of something in there that just causes the water to break. So it's a stuttery line. Fatter in places than others. I'm going to put a bird up there. Yes. This is most definitely the fiddling stage. But I think that's it. Now, if your sky doesn't come out as dark as mine, then use dark grey for the birds and the sails. That's no problem there. Or you can wait till it's totally dry and redo the sky. Just softening off the edge under there. Just looks like the water's breaking there for some reason. It could be rocks. This background is absolutely ideal for a lot of painting. You can put a lake in, you could do fields. It can be absolutely anything. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing your work. Bye for now.